Before we get into the video, make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe if you're new. I mean, come on, what are you doing if you're not subbed to me by now? My content is fire, from stop motions, news videos, reviews, music occasionally. All my social media accounts are linked down below, and now, let's get straight to it. What's up, you guys? Thank you for clicking on this video. Thank you to everybody who supports me and this channel. I appreciate you guys so much. But anyway, as you can tell by the title, I'm not really pleased with the new Laser Optimus mold. It's technically not really new. It's been out since early 2022, but I got the new Toxitron mold. This is my first ever version of the new Laser Prime mold that I've had in hand. Oh, by the way, if you see black marks in my fingers, it's not dirt, it's black paint, because I was just painting up diorama commissions for people. That's a part of my job. I make dioramas for people, so it's not me being dirty, it's just extra paint that I couldn't get off, hee hee hee. But, you know, I got the new Laser Optimus mold in hand, and I picked up this RAD 2001 Scourge earlier this year, back in like April or May or something like that, and I'm like, man, the original mold is so much better, and I just wanted to do a video comparing the two. You guys may have remembered in some of my past videos over the past like year, how I've not been a fan of the new Laser Optimus mold. Out of all of them, I mean, first off, I'll start with Toxitron. I picked him up because, you know, it's freaking Toxitron. We haven't gotten a mainline Toxitron figure ever in generations. There was the canceled Universe 2004 figure. There was the club exclusive from Animated and Combiner Wars, but obviously those were limited quantities, only sold at like BotCon or something like that. So obviously I had to jump on this guy. It's freaking Toxitron. I needed it and I wanted it, and now I have it and I'm very grateful. But I still prefer this mold, and I'm gonna tell you guys all about why I think so, and why it kind of just upsets me that this is what Leader Class has come to. This is not a bad figure. It's just that this is what we used to get for $20 cheaper. Like, this figure in 2001 was $40. This, after tax, is about $60. It's crazy. I mean, just look at the size difference. Okay. The trailer, I'm going to lift up the camera here. Like, it's just crazy. It's like pretty much a completely different scale. Kinda. I mean, not really, but it's a noticeable size difference where it's almost a completely different scale to the old Laser Optimus mold. It's really crazy. But in terms of the new uses of this mold, I think Toxitron and Laser Optimus, the one that came out last year, are the best uses. I really do think they improved in terms of the paint scheme on the new Laser Optimus compared to the original, because the stickers on the original one sucked. It was so silly and just ugly looking, and I love the added feature of the flames on the front of the cab. It's very Bayverse-like, and y'all know me, I grew up with the Bayverse, so I really like that. But I still haven't gotten that yet because I'm just not in a rush, and obviously I'm not too big of a fan of the mold, but I had to get Toxitron, like I said. But anyway, moving along with the comparisons here. I just ramble sometimes, but y'all know me, just go with the flow. I just love talking about Transformers. So, I guess we'll start off with the trailer, and then we'll move on to the robot mode itself. The hitch. The original didn't need a hitch because it was nice and big and heavy enough where it could just stand up on its own. The new one, it's obviously much smaller and lightweight. It doesn't have as much components and features to it, so they added this little hitch to it, which is fine, I guess, but again, it's showing a bit of the cheapness on new school Leader Class. You open this thing up for the base mode. Just open it up, transform it, blah, blah, blah. Y'all probably already know how it transforms. So it's decent. It's okay. It's pretty much what you would expect from an Optimus Prime base mode these days from Generations. But now let's open up the glory of the original. So I think you pop this front section out, and then these. Got to be careful with these side pieces because it's obviously chrome parts. Oop, there goes the missile launcher. What do you do next here? Oh, yep, that's on a ratchet joint. And you flip the guns up. I forgot which way is the front. I think this is the front. Oh man, please don't grill me in the comments, people. But I think that's the front, and I dropped all the disc launchers. No, this is not a depth charge ripoff. It's just another feature he had, which is pretty cool in my opinion, but I'll get to that in a little bit. You gotta tab this in. It's on a ball joint. It just tabs right in. It's meant to pop off because he could hold it as a separate weapon in robot mode, which I'll show off a little later. Flip this down. For some reason on my copy, this one missile likes to pop out of the rocket launcher here all the time, so I'll just plug that right back in. Gotta load up these discs, which is probably one of my favorite features of the figure, by the way. I'll show that off in a little bit here. This is even on a ratchet joint. Like, this is just fantastic. I guarantee you nowadays... Oh, wait. Is this supposed to be this way? Or I don't know. I'll just go this way. Oh, there goes the missile. Did you guys see that? Did it catch the camera? This missile just fired all the way on its own. Like, what the hell? But you come back here. Oh, by the way, I'm also missing one of these rocket launchers. I only have one. I'm pretty sure he came with two. But it just stores on the inside here. It tabs in. And also, you got extra missiles for the rocket launcher there that just port all in. It's all nice, beautiful weapon storage. Like, you don't get this too often. How many missiles we got here? 1, 2, 3. We got 5 extra missiles, and then there would be 2 of these rocket launchers. So what you do with one of these rocket launcher boys, you come around to this front weapon right here. This is such a big base mode. They don't make base modes like this anymore, people. You are in the presence of greatness, everyone. You just plug this right in. You got yourself a missile up front there. You take this apparatus out and you just set it back there or wherever you want to put it. It's on this soft rubbery plastic, which is aged beautifully in my opinion. And the feature, basically, this will be the first feature that I show off. So this is basically like an air missile. You just slam down on this blue piece and it's supposed to pressurize air up into the missile where it's enough to shoot it out. Sometimes it works on my copy, sometimes it doesn't, just due to old age. Let's try it. There we go, it fired. It fired. Did you see that, everybody? It worked. This figure is what, like 22, 23 years old, and it still freaking works. Absolutely beautiful. Let me see if I can get it again. There we go. Did it again. That'll be the last time I do this on video. Moving along with the other features. He's got this cool disc launcher thing. It's really cool. You could even use it in vehicle mode because it's just the top of the tanker trailer, which is awesome. He's got like a weaponized vehicle mode too. So what you do is the discs act as like weapon storage. It's supposed to look like the top of this piece right here. You spin this piece and there's a mechanism on the inside that just launches out the discs one by one. There's 5 in here. I'm pretty sure he only comes with 5. I don't know if I'm missing any. I can't remember. But let me shoot these for you guys. It works like a charm. These things fire out with utter force. It's amazing. Let me spin it. Hold up. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All the discs. I almost had missiles. All the discs just shoot out. It's fantastic. I love it. It's so satisfying. If you ever get the pleasure to get this thing in hand, it's so satisfying just to do this. Like, you just have to have it in hand. Like, doing it on camera for you guys just doesn't do it justice. And then this rocket launcher, which is also a nice little accessory. It's on a ball joint, so you could rotate it all around however you want it. It's really cool. And you got all these missiles. You got 5 missiles, and they have their individual buttons to press to launch the missile. I'll do one of them just to demonstrate. There you go. They all work. And you go to this one. Sure, I mean, it's okay. It's got a couple features, but nothing special like the old one here. You could store the sword on the inside here. You could store his stupid little shield axe thing here too, which is okay, I suppose. And then this whole piece can rotate, which is okay. Nice, decent articulation, I suppose. This is on a ball joint and a hinge, so you can do whatever you want with that. Hinge for the robot claw arm or repair bay arm, whatever you want it to be. This can hinge out, and you can make the claw arm of Grabby Death or Crabby Heel even taller. I almost said even better. What? Even taller there. So you got that going for it, I guess. And then it just folds right back in. You got the gun up top here, which is supposed to be a reference to the disc launcher, I suppose. It could angle down, you could rotate it, it comes off so you could hold it in robot mode, which I'll probably show off later in the video, but it just doesn't compare to this original base mode. It's just a hollow shell of a base mode compared to what the original was. Like, let me just show you guys how much bigger the original base mode is. $60, $40. Now I know things have changed, value of money goes down, gotta raise prices, blah, blah, blah. It's just still crazy to show this comparison. It's absolutely insane. Now for the cabs themselves, I mean, there's not really a whole lot the new one does better. I mean, I'd say in terms of details, the old one looks a lot cooler, way cooler looking to photograph, and dope animations with it. Like, I mean, come on now, it's the original Scourge. This, I give it a pass because it's Toxitron. I mean, it's freaking Toxitron, guys. It's okay, but then you got this back piece like that when it wasn't like that on the original. They tried to conceal the feet better, but I don't know, it just looks pretty much the same to me. I mean, they didn't do much different. The smokestack length is pretty much the same. Another thing that the original did better is that they actually did details in there. Like, you got the seats, you got the steering wheel up in there. It's amazing. But with this one, it's just a whole bunch of robot junk because they had to try and over complexify. I don't even know if that's a freaking word, whatever. Like, they just tried to make the transformation so much more complex than it had to be, resulting in all this robot junk in there that didn't even really need to be there, that wasn't even on the original figure, when this is supposed to be a newer figure with better engineering. Like, what? Yes, you can still store the sword in there, so that's still pretty cool. That's a nice reference to the original. But I gotta say, the original truck mode is way better. Oh boy, would you look at this robot mode. I mean, again, I give it a pass because it's my boy Toxitron, first ever mainline chug release, but just look at how much better the proportions are. Much beefier arms that fit the upper shoulders, much beefier legs that fit the upper body. He's a little bit taller too, which helps balance things out and it doesn't make him as leggy as this one right here. It's just weird. I mean, the only new features that the new one kind of has over the old one is the Matrix feature, which, I don't know, Toxitron doesn't really need a Matrix feature, but it's kind of cool. You can't hold it, obviously. You got the slits right there in the hands, and it can remove. It's got some nice orange glossy paint up in there, which is kind of cool. But that's about it. I mean, you got these opening missile pods, which is okay, I guess, but he already has these two missile rocket pods right there. Why does he need even more? But I guess that's kind of cool. That's just me nagging a little bit. It is cool that he's got the missile pods. Maybe he runs out of ammo with these two and he flips this open and it's like, did you think I was out of ammo? So there you go. That is kind of cool. But even the gun on the new one is dinky. Like, it's just this thing that pops off. Tiny little gun. I mean, it's okay. But compared to the old one, it's like, man, this looks like a scary weapon. If I saw him whip this out in real life, I'd be running for my life. And I said I was going to show this before. You can have him hold the missile launcher thing. There's a 5mm port right there. Hole. Plug it right in. And this is even better. or just as good as the other cannon. Like, this is absolutely crapping on this dinky little purple gun right here. Like, this dude means business. Like, are you kidding me? Even up there, the missile goes again. Even the sword is much better and just cooler and menacing looking. I mean, this is okay, but not as big, obviously, as the old one. I mean, look at that. That's just ridiculous. Another thing that I'd say the new one kind of has over Scourge, the original version of the Laser Optimus mold, is that there's no port just sticking out right there for the trailer hitch. That's not on this version. I mean, it is kind of there, but it splits into two right here, and it blends in with the lag way better than this. That's about it, I'd say. But, I mean, the old one just wins with proportions and just the way he looks. And articulation, that's kind of another thing with the new one. That's a bit better. I mean, you do have the ball-jointed head, wrist swivel, an ankle pivot, but other than that, I mean, you got this apparatus that doesn't even move with the arm anymore, even though it's supposed to, so it just makes poses awkward and weird, and it limits the arm movement. It's just strange moving that around. Same problem Armada Megatron had. And this gun keeps popping out because the 5mm port isn't, like, long enough to make it a strong connection, so that's a little annoying. But I just think the articulation isn't much of an improvement, especially with the way they engineered the shoulder pylons. Like, the old version moves with it. It looks good. It looks much better. It's not as limiting. It's good. It's pretty good. But this is a little droopy due to old age, but whatever. And the leg transformation hinge is a little droopy to old age. He kind of just droops into his own legs there sometimes, which is kind of annoying. But again, that's just due to the age of the figure, 20-something years old. But yeah, just look at the robot modes, guys. I mean, I'm not saying this is a terrible figure, but you compare it to the original, man, wow, what a night and day difference. Now, you could say they're two different characters, so they could have two different body types, blah, blah, blah. Sure, if you want to make your own head canon, but in the official Transformers canon, or what it was back then at least, I don't know, or even now, I mean, they're on the same body mold now, you know, they're supposed to be the exact same body. They're supposed to be the same body type and structure. But, I don't know, I wish we got the original Toxitron figure. Maybe I can't remember if the stickers, how silly those were, but I don't know, man. But I'm still glad to have this new Toxitron. I'm glad we have one that was actually released in the Generations line. And I'm also very grateful to have this original Scourge figure. But I just figured I'd make this video to compare it with you guys, because I don't think there's been too much of an in-depth comparison on YouTube between the two new molds. I think there's probably been a couple people, and obviously posts on Instagram and on TFW and stuff over the past year, but I just figured I'd throw my towel in on the discussion and make my own video about it and just talk about it with you guys. But yeah, that's pretty much all there is to these guys. Again, I think I'd prefer the original mold, but still grateful to have this new Toxitron figure. But, yeah, let me know down in the comments below. What do you guys think about this whole debacle? Do you think the original Laser Optimus mold is better than the new mold? Or do you think they are equally as good, or vice versa, whatever? Let me know, and thank you all for watching this video. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.